I do welcome you to Bible Times. I'm Willard Pless. And today I believe we want to talk about the Battle of Armageddon that the Bible tells us about. That's going to be the last battle upon this earth that is coming. And we want to talk about this battle coming. And the book of Revelation gives this to us, and Jesus talked about it in Matthew chapter 24 in his giving of the signs of the end time days just before he returns. And he said there's going to be wars and rumors of wars. He said there's going to be nation against nation. He said there's going to be kingdom against kingdom. Now, what is he talking about here? When he talks about nation against nation, he's talking about battles, of course, with weapons and guns and things like that. But then he talks about a kingdom against kingdom. Now, what is he talking about here? This is the battle he's talking about, is the battle between Babylon, which we know now is Satan's kingdom, and the kingdom of heaven, which is God's kingdom. And we've learned that the kingdom of heaven has been given back to Israel since they're back in the land now. And God sent them back to get the land ready to build back until the Messiah, the Prince, would show up. And we learned that was when President Trump come, and he came in 2017, and then he was taken down. And see, we've learned that Babylon started coming back after World War II. And America started becoming the Babylon. See, the first Babylon was built in the Mesopotamian area. In that area, that's where Iraq and Iran is now. Of course, we know where Iran is where the Medes and the Persians as well came to power, and we've talked about all of this, but see, we need to see what the Bible is really talking about and giving us. So let's talk about the Battle of Armageddon that the Bible says is going to be the last battle that's going together. And it's going together there in the Middle East, in the Valley of Megiddo. We know that by studying the Scriptures. And we can see that America has become the new Babylon. And President Trump is the new leader of the new Babylon. And we know the Bible teaches this. And see, this is what we see is going on. When the new Babylon started coming to power where it could be seen, it started in 2000. When the Twin Towers were taken down, and then the new World Trade Center opened, and President Trump showed up in 2017. See, this is the new Babylon coming to power, getting built in this world, and will eventually come to this battle. Now, Jesus said there in Matthew 24, he said there'd be nations against nations, and we know that we've seen the wars between the nations, and we know the war between Russia and Ukraine, and how that's took peace from the earth, and we see the Bible scriptures coming to be fulfilled. And this is what we're trying to share in this world, and we're trying to get people to see and wake up and see what's going on and get ready, because this time's here. We're in the harvest time of the plantation that Jesus taught about. He said this world's like a huge plantation that a man gets set up. It's like a great big vineyard that a man gets set up, and he gets it set up, and then he turns it over to the husbandmen to take care of, and he would send. He goes into a far country, and he would send servants back time to receive some fruit of the big vineyard or plantation, but they would be punished and would not be given. And finally, he would send his son, and he did that. And but they laid hold of him, and because he was the heir, and killed him. And so all this is coming together. And we want to know what the whole Bible is teaching. And Babylon started coming back visibly after 2000. It started after World War II, of the leaders talking about the 10 horns, and one that sprouts out of the 10 horns is President Trump, and he'd be the leader during this time, and the ones that he would set up under him, the 10 horns that he gives power to, but he doesn't give them a kingdom. Revelation 17 teaches about this. And eventually, of course, they're going to hate the whore. And this is what we see is going on right now. And see, the Bible teaches in Revelation chapter 16 that President Trump's kingdom, which is New Babylon, will go through a time of darkness. And they're going through the time of darkness right now. We came to this actually yesterday, when we come to November the 19th. This is when the darkness really hit President Trump's kingdom. And they're going to go through this darkness, and they're going to be scrambling around and trying to figure out things and trying to hinder things. But see, God is the one that's bringing judgment here. And this is what we see. The Bible says that these 10 horns, 10 kings under President Trump, that he sets up, are going to be making war with the Lamb and the ones with him. And that's what we see it's going on. This is the struggle. And see, Jesus said there in Matthew 24, he talked about perilous times too. Not only the war between the nations and the nations, and the kingdom, but he talked about perilous times coming too. And we've seen this. We've seen the storms and the things that's went on in this world that cause problems difficulties, and the Bible refers to these things as being things that cause soreness, which is brings hardship upon people. And these are the perilous times that Paul talked about that would come. And we're in this time. We come to it actually in September. On September the 22nd, that's when Israel come to the year of 5785. And 5786 begin. But we look at the Bible calendar, which begins in April. So this thing is going to go on till April. And we might think a little bit about, you might say, well, when is the Battle of Armageddon going to come? Now, we can't know the day or the hour. We know that. Jesus said you can't know the day or the hour of things. But if you're looking, you can see when things happen. So President Trump's kingdom hit the dark time on November the 19th here in 2025. And that was yesterday. And you can tell, if you look at the news, you can see what happened yesterday. And so this time of darkness for this Babylon kingdom, which is now America, President Trump, and Washington, D.C., and New York City, and we know the kingdom of heaven has been given back to Israel. See, Babylon is the kingdom of Satan, and the kingdom of heaven has been given back to Israel. They represent the kingdom of heaven. So they're going to reject President Trump here pretty soon. And we learned that when President Kennedy was assassinated, it was on November the 22nd. And today is November the 20th in 2025. So when we get to November the 22nd, this is when Israel is going to begin to turn against President Trump. And they're going to flood Jerusalem. And we learned that that'll be done by January. So we're looking for the Battle of Armageddon to take place after January. See, we can't know the day or the hour, and you might say, well, why can't we know the day or the hour? Because God can change it. He can delay it, he can speed it up, or he can delay it. And that same wave that is coming. He can delay it, so we can't know the day or the hour. Because that's in that's his choice. Whenever he wants that day to come, it comes. And so we're just going to have to be looking. We know that Jerusalem's going to be flooded here in January. When we come to January, it's going to be flooded. And we could talk about some things here about when these months show up and what. Look at the Bible calendar, the one that God gave to Israel when they came out of Egypt. And the year starts in April. It really starts in March, toward the last of March, when the new moon comes. So this time it comes on March the 19th. And so we believe that this is where the Battle of Armageddon's definitely going to come about, somewhere in this area. So we want to just kind of give a heads up and share some things and talk about some things, and you need to call on Jesus and walk with him and fellowship with him. Make sure He's in your heart. And if you're walking with Jesus, you can see these things that we're talking about. But if you're caught up in the kingdom of Satan, you're walking in darkness and you can't see these things, and you'll push them away and fight to push it down and not understand. But those that are walking with Jesus wants to hear and understand, and we're going to do our best to talk about these things and bring them up. And so I hope you'll stay with us on these studies. And so God bless you, and you have a great day.